Okay, so let's talk about the IELTS speaking section. So in this series of videos, first let's look at an introduction about the speaking section, and we'll also look at an example. After this, I'm going to talk about some general strategies for Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 of the speaking section. And then in the final videos, we'll look at an actual example of a speaking interview for the IELTS. So, speaking interview example. Now, these materials and these lessons are coming from www.aehelp.com. So for more practice, for practice tests, for tips, tricks, strategies, please visit us there. Again, that's www.aehelp.com, and follow those lessons, join the full course, and that will help you to increase your score and your confidence for the IELTS exam. Alright, so now let's talk about the introduction. So what is IELTS speaking? Okay, so the IELTS speaking section has 3 parts. And this interview takes about 15 minutes. So when you're doing the IELTS exam and you're finished the listening, reading, writing, the last part is the speaking. And for the speaking section, you will be asked to go into an interview room where a native English speaker usually will ask you some questions, talk to you for about 15 minutes. They will record the speaking, and then afterwards the recording of the speaking will be listened to by 2 experts, and they will score the mark for your speaking ability. So do remember that the speaking is recorded, so you get an interview by a professional. And then this is recorded. Now, it's very, very important to remember that the speaking section for the IELTS, you're not getting the mark from the person who is interviewing you, but the mark will come from 2 people who are listening to the recording of the speaking section. So you have to remember that, because these people cannot see you. So make sure that you speak loud and clear and confident during the interview. The interviewer will be very kind, very friendly with you. Do not be too relaxed, so try to stay focused and try to be professional when you're giving your answers. So because it's recorded, speak clearly and confidently. Now, sometimes when you register for the IELTS exam, you have a choice to do the speaking part of the IELTS exam on a different day. If you can do the speaking part on a different day, you should definitely try to do this. It's very difficult to speak clear good English after you're doing listening for an hour, reading for an hour, and writing for an hour. So if you have the chance to do the speaking on a different day, then take that chance and do the speaking on a different day, and make sure that on that day you're using only English. So keep your mind, keep your brain in English. So if you can choose to do it on a different day, make sure you do that. So do the speaking section on a different day. It's usually the day before you do the listening, reading, and writing. So do the speaking section on a different day if it's possible. And again, on that day, speak only English. Okay, so this is just a little bit of general advice of what you should pay attention to for the speaking section. Also, one last important note. When you're going to do the speaking section, try to dress comfortable and something clean and formal, so like what I'm wearing, a dress shirt maybe, or something a little bit nice. So show respect to the person who's interviewing you, because this will affect the language and the way the conversation is going. So look nice and present yourself professionally, okay? So remember that it's recorded, therefore you must speak clearly and confidently, and do it on a different day if you have this chance. You have to make sure to indicate that when you're applying for the IELTS exam, and on the day that you're doing the speaking, try to speak only English. So tell your friends to talk to you in English. Try to find people who speak English that you can speak to, so that your mind is nice and warmed up and you're ready to go. Okay, so again, remember the IELTS speaking section has 3 parts, and all 3 parts together takes about 15 minutes. Okay, let's look at what these 3 parts are, and then we'll look at the example. Okay, so part 1 of the speaking, it's about, let's say, 5 to 8 questions on a general topic. So the topics for part 1 often include things like hobbies, sports, friends, or family, favorites, like favorite color, favorite clothing, things like that. So just some general topic that should be fairly easy to talk about. And like I say, it's about 5 or 8 questions, fairly simple questions. We'll look at some strategies for this part a little bit later on. Hello there, have a seat.
Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Natasha Kozlova.
Okay, Natasha, we're going to start the IELTS speaking section. I will record this speaking part of the test for marking purposes. To begin, I'm going to ask you a few questions on a general topic. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's talk about sports. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
Well, a sport I absolutely love to play is ice hockey. It's fairly competitive and it keeps me active and healthy. I also enjoy playing football when the weather is warmer.
What are some sports you have never played and why?
One sport I've never played is handball. Some of my friends love it. They play it in a league and watch it on television, but I find it very dull and boring. I prefer faster sports like ice hockey.
Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
I prefer team sports because I enjoy the social part of it. Team sports also help to learn teamwork, which is a really important skill in life.
Why do you think people play sports?
To be sure, you are asking me the reasons for playing sports?
Yes, that's right.
I believe people play sports for two main reasons. First, and most important, I think, sports are lots of fun. Second, many sports are great exercise. Staying in shape by playing sports is much more enjoyable than going to the gym, for example.
What is the most popular sport in your country? Why do people like this sport?
In Russia, I think football is the most popular, although ice hockey is very popular as well. Both sports are very fast moving with lots of excitement, which makes them appealing to many Russians.
That is the end of part 1.
Okay, so the speaking example that you just heard again was taken from www.aehelp.com. For more examples like these with instructions, please visit us there and tell us what you think.